On this episode, belief. Hey everybody, this is the quarter show, and we are talking about belief. The other day we were talking about, in fact, last week, we were discussing how to set your day up. And one of the things to look at is the actual belief. When you look at your lineup, you start writing your lineup, and some sales people will go through and they'll write it out and say, I got an ABC deal, $10,000, they'll write the name. I got blah, blah, blah deal. I got blah, blah, blah deal. I got blah, blah. And they kind of go through. And it's the difference between you being authentic and being a fraud is that you know when you list something and you say, I have, XYZ company, you either believe it or you don't. And the only person that it matters to is you, right? You can try and convince other people and different things like that, but if you don't believe in what you're saying, if you haven't decided and you're not convicted in what you're saying, and you know that you just listed it out, you say, I got this deal, I got that deal, but you don't believe that you're closing that deal today or that deal's happening today, your whole day is formed at the beginning of the day, right? Like your success or failure is created at the beginning of the day, and it starts with your own belief. And if you write down a cycle and you go, I got ABC cycle, but you don't believe in your head, to that degree, you're a fraud, right? You're a fraud. And and the thing is, you know that you're a fraud. And then, lo and behold, you get to the end of the day, and the deal doesn't come through. The deal, you're ended up at zero at the end of the day, or whatever, and you're like, I don't know what happened, or you have some reason or excuse. But conversely, if you write the deal down, you say, I got ABC company, and in your head you're thinking, I'm going to close this deal today. This is absolutely happening. I know what I'm going to do. This is happening today, and you believe that. The probability and chance of you closing that is actually really, really high. So the success or failure rate is really started. It really emulates at the very beginning of the day based off your belief. And when you're invested in a deal, you believe in what you said. If you said it or you wrote it and you believe in it, the chance of you doing it is really, really good. But I've had so many salespeople over the years and different things like that where they're saying it and maybe they're writing it, but they don't believe they're going to do it. They don't believe it's going to happen today. They don't believe they can do it. They don't believe they can handle it. And it poisons the deal. And even if they say it, I got blah, 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 I got blah, 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 I write these deals down. But because they don't believe, it's like it just, problems flare up or whatever. It just doesn't happen. It's very hard to do anything if you don't believe, right? And it's a critical point to get in. So when you look at your day, you look at your selling day. What are you going to do today? Write down the things. First, write them down. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deals, whatever deals you're looking at for today. And even if it's not close, even if it's a deal that's a little further out, the important aspect is check yourself on, do you believe? Is that part in? And if you believe, decide, right? You believe in each cycle and then decide that you're going to do it today. You're like, okay, this is happening. Okay, I'm going to do this. And from there, the chance of you getting it done is very, very good. From there, you just have to execute. From there, it's pick up the phone, do this, send that email, send the proposal. But you're operating off the seed that you planted earlier in the day of your belief. And it's critically important. It can sound hoity-toity or a little bit like, fluffy-wuffy, but airy-fairy, whatever you want to say. It's not. It's utterly not. And every single cycle that I've chased over the years, or that I've managed other people chasing, it is the difference between success and failure. It's one of the component parts to successfully being a pro, successfully concluding and executing and closing deals. And you can see it in somebody's face. You can see it in their eyes. And the thing is, the worst thing is that if you think you're a fraud, maybe you're not thinking, hey, I'm a fraud, but you know that what you wrote or what you thought or what you said is not happening, or you don't think it's going to happen, or you don't believe, to that degree, in your own mind, you're a fraud to yourself. right?
Yeah, and part of that, when you write something on your lineup, if you have let's say you have a VP sales, or you are a VP sales, you're reporting somebody else, your lineup, or what you're going to do, and you're sort of coordinating on targets. There can be an unfortunate temptation to put something down that you don't fully believe in, because you have to put something down, or the person's going to ask about it because they already are aware that something should be happening. And if you get into the land of fibbing, or not being transparent or telling the truth, then it can be really troublesome. So that's not to say don't put nothing on your lineup because you don't believe in it. Get yourself to get those deals in a position.
Handle yourself, right?
Yeah, handle yourself. Handle the deals. Handle whatever you want. But don't lie to the senior, and don't lie to yourself. If we're all sitting alone in a room with our lineups, we generally tend not to lie to ourselves. We don't go, but then we also might not write anything down on our lineups. See, it's so sort of a catch-22. If you don't have somebody who's chasing after you going, where's the product? Then you might not get any products. But then at the same time, if you say, well, here's all my products that I'm going to get, and like all of them are not, you don't believe it. That's another problem.
If you think you have no cycles, then obviously there's two things going on. Obviously, work ethic's out. You got to go get back and get some cycles, because
I've been there.
Nobody has no cycles. Obviously, there's cycles. And number two, go find the cycles that you can get behind, that you do believe in. You always should have something on your lineup, right? If there's nothing on your lineup, it's like, whoa, your work ethic's entirely out, right? Or there should be cycles that are on your lineup, and you can't get yourself to arrive at belief, right? So you need to go handle that. You need to go look at the cycle and like, okay, what are the closest possible cycles I can get out? Let me find those. Okay, 2, 3 got those on there. Okay, and then look at it like, what's going on with the cycle? Where does it stand? Is it possible that I could get it done? If I do, blah blah blah, and arrive at a point where you believe in it, and you say, okay, this is happening. I'm going to do this. I believe in this cycle, and then go work towards it. But obviously, a lot of groundwork. Sales is a process, right? There's a lot of component parts to making it all work. There's a lot of component parts to being a great or being a pro. This is one component part that is crucial, that leads to the rest of your day. And I can tell you right now that if you've got a lineup and you don't believe in the cycles, or a few of the cycles, or any one of your cycles, look at any one of your cycles right now. If you're looking at your lineup, or you got 5, 6 deals, 10 deals, whatever, find the one that you don't believe in. Guarantee you that deal's bugged. If you look at the cycle, guarantee that deal's bugged. Guarantee that person not calling you back. Guaranteed, problems with that cycle. It's dragging out. It's slower than you'd like.
Yeah, and also if you start looking at your lineup and you're like, no, I don't believe in this one, I don't believe in that one, whatever, or you start to waver or whatever, the problem is obviously the problem is up here. And my experience is that when you start to get stuck on losses, you start to get stuck on things you didn't close. You start to get stuck on that phone call that just went bad, and so said something to you that you didn't like, and now you're kind of all shook, or whatever. Sometimes you need that senior person to sort of come and powwow a little bit and get your head straight. But you got to start paying attention to the things that did go right. I've had a great time with Richter and the sales I've done. I have a lot of really awesome clients and a lot of really great projects, and the products that we produce are really, really good. And also, so part of what I got to do sometimes is go back and go, now, what were the last few deals I closed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was great. It went like this. Here's how it went. Here's what I said. Here's what they said, and here's how it closed. Wow. Well, that happened a dozen times recently. I could do a dozen more of those.
Stay amped up, stay focused, relook at the things.
Wins, not losses.
Look at the wins, things like that, so you get back into it. Next thing you know, like, you're reinvigorated, you're re-inspired, you believe in each cycle, you're gunning for each cycle and things like that. But I'm telling you right now, go through a step one, write your lineup, then go through, make sure that you believe in every single one, make sure you decide on every single one, then go execute, then go take action. You'll be a lot better off, and your probability of closing deals are going to go way, way, way up. But if you just scan your cycles right now, and you go through and you find this one you're not sold on, don't believe, there's your problem. That's a big part of your problem. Fix that, and then go back at it. Fix that, then come up with a plan. Be like, okay, believe in this is going to happen. Good. Then you can work out what actually needs to require. Now that I believe in it, what needs to happen in order to pull it off, right? And just keep jostling that, doing that. But I'm telling you, success or failure starts at the very beginning of the day. You got to write that on a lineup. You got to go through it. You got to make sure you believe in every single cycle. Be authentic to yourself. to yourself. Other people's, of course, but first and foremost, be authentic to yourself. Okay? Hope that helps. If you like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel right there and hit the thumbs up to give it a like. And if you have any comments or questions or whatever, leave it in the comment section on YouTube. Thanks.